Well, now in other developments, a top Iranian Revolutionary Guard's commander has been killed in Aleppo, Syria. That's according to reports. General Hussein Hamadani was killed late on Wednesday. Now, we do know that, of course, that Iran is the main regional ally of Syria. And for more on the country's involvement in the conflict, I'm joined in the newsroom by Wasim Nasser. Thank you very much, Wasim. Of course, you're our specialist here on jihadist movement and extremism. Now, tell me a bit what we know exactly about the general, because there are some conflicting reports coming in.
Yes, exactly. The Iranian said officially that he died during a fight with the Islamic State, but we know that in northern Aleppo there was no fight between the Syrian army, which he was supposed to advise, and the Islamic State since weeks. There are fights between the Islamic State and the rebels, and the Islamic State is advancing since yesterday against rebel positions, but not against the Syrian army, who he was supposed to advise. So, and some Iranian media are saying that he just died in a car accident. But anyways, he was there, he was advising the Syrian army, and he's not just anybody. He is a prominent leader of the Revolutionary Guard. He was involved in the repression in 2009 against the kind of revolution in Iran, the civil movement, and he is known to have fought the Kurdish rebellion at the beginning of the establishment of the Iranian Islamic Republic. And he's known that he's very good in guerrilla tactics and informing the militias which are supported by Iran. And among these militias, the militias that are supported by Iran, the Shia militias supported by Iran in Syria.
All right, well, that being said, of course, the current conflict in Syria, we're getting more and more players involved. We've seen that, of course, with Russia's recent intervention starting last week. Now, let's talk, though, about Iran's role in all of this. Of course, they back Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. Of course, they've provided both military and economic support. Where do things stand there?
Of course, Iran didn't stop helping Assad since 2011, either by arms, ammunition, economically, and by forming his militia by this general and by other generals. Many Iranian generals died either in Syria and Iraq during fights with rebels or with jihadists. So Iran is involved in many ways. The most important way of Iran involvement is through the Lebanese Hezbollah, which is fighting on all hotspots, all the hotspots in Syria. And we know that the Iranian helped many Shia Afghanis, which were refugees in Iran, to join Syria and to fight on the side of Assad. But today it's getting more complicated, as you said, with Russian involvement, because in a way Syria was totally under Iranian control. And the Russians stepping into the game are making a new kind of balance, because it's never black or white. So the Russians are playing their game, the Russians and the Iranians are playing their game. So Russian involvement will, in a way, be positive for the people inside the Syrian regime who aren't very happy with this growing Iranian influence. So we should keep this in mind. Everybody is playing his game. The Iranians are on the side of the regime, the Russians too, but Shia militias are getting bigger and bigger in Syria, and which is not very good for the regime, neither for Russia. So I guess that many things are on stake here, and the Iranians will try to keep a big place for them in the new Syria, maybe in the ongoing war.
All right. Well, Wasim, thank you for that. Wasim Nasser breaking down once again just what we know of the latest news out of Syria. Wasim, thank you.